Hi, everyone. I am so thrilled and excited. And in fact, I want to tell you a little something about this session that we're having together here. So right now you are in session 3, workshop 10, Connecting the Dots, the Power of a Global PLN, grades K through 12. I'm excited about this session for many reasons, one of which is Sarah Thomas is here. And you, like me, know Sarah from practically everywhere online that you could possibly be. I feel like Sarah is. And so I invited Sarah. I said, would you like to come and present with us? She said, of course, because she's so kind. And then she got to thinking about what kind of a session she might put together. And so once she said, well, I'm thinking maybe about global connections. I could probably find some people. And then wouldn't you know, it's like tons of totally amazing people, and we're all here together. So there's many of us. I'll pass it over to Sarah, maybe the group, to do some brief introductions themselves. But if you're here on the page, also scroll down to see these incredible people: Spanish and STEAM teachers, computer science teacher, educator, 24 years experience, the Caribbean, US, and Europe. I mean, it kind of goes on and on. These are totally incredible people. So thank you to Sarah for organizing such amazing folks, and to all of you for being here today. I'll also just say up front before I pass it over to Sarah to get us started that we have people here from all over, some of which are literally like in many different locations, even outside right now. So there's folks on their cameras. Some have said, I might just not show my video right now. So know that it's not only global, it's coming from everywhere, all at the same time. So I'm so excited. I'm going to be back here, and I should stop gushing. So Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Very excited to be here, and very excited to be here with so many amazing friends. So welcome to everyone. We're going to be chatting today about the power of a global PLN. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share and put our presentation on for you. So let me go ahead and grab this here. Okay, just like that. There we go. All right, so connecting the dots, the power of a global PLN. So we're just going to go ahead and do some introductions. So we'll go in order on screen. So I'll let Barbara go ahead and introduce herself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you great.
Awesome. Hi, Barbara here, educator, 24 years. I'm currently in St. Lucia, so I wore my flamboyant colors, just, the Caribbean wear. And like I was saying, educator of 24 years, both in Florida and and in St. Lucia. Tech coach with pre-K and adults. Looking forward to the collaboration, the learning, enjoy collaborating. Great group of people here I see in the panel, and looking forward to the continued collaboration.
Awesome. So glad to have you here, Barbara. All right, we're going to go next to Tammy.
Hi guys, my name is Tammy Neal. I'm a computer science teacher in rural North Florida. So Barbara and I are in the same state most of the time. And this is my 26th year in the classroom, and I'm super excited to be here.
All right, fantastic. So welcome to Tammy, and hello to Rachel.
Hi, it's a nice day here in Pittsburgh. What?
I'm sorry,
Rachelle. It's all good. It's I get that all the time. It's no worries. Yeah, I teach outside of Pittsburgh, French, Spanish. Currently a STEAM course teacher for a course in emerging technologies. Excited to be here. I've been teaching for almost about 20 years at my current school. Enjoy meeting other educators and involving myself in things such as this today. I think it's a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to talking with everybody here and the rest of this day.
Okay, bienvenidos, Rachelle.
Gracias.
Here. All right, next we have Howard.
Hello, everyone. I'm Howard Brent, and I'm currently a teacher in Prince George's County Public Schools in Maryland. I've been teaching for over 20 years. I'm currently teaching computer technology and math. I enjoy working with all educators, and currently I'm working on my PhD in educational technology with research interest in social media.
All right, fantastic. Welcome, Howard. And last and certainly not least, we have Katie.
Hi guys, I've been teaching 20 years now, serving in different roles. Right now I am a teacher librarian, which is pretty cool because that means I get to teach like everything. I'm helping lead literacy movements in our district as well as technology integration, STEM, and also remembering that the pen and paper can be valuable.
Absolutely. There's definitely a place for the pen and paper as well as all of our great technology that we've integrated. So welcome, Katie. And a little bit about me. My name, I'm going to go ahead and unshare my screen so that y'all can see my face temporarily. So let me stop the screen share. Here we go. So here I am. My name is Sarah Thomas, and I am a regional technology coordinator in Maryland, in the same district as Howard, and also the founder of EduMatch, and very, very excited to be here with you all. So, so this presentation is actually interactive. So if you want, you can back channel with us on Twitter with the hashtag EduMatch. You can treat this kind of like a Twitter chat. We're going to be throwing out questions and answers, so you're going to hear all of the answers of everyone on panel, and you can feel free to add your own as well with the hashtag EduMatch. So welcome to everyone who's watching, and looking forward to participating with you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So before we do, then I just wanted to point out that everyone here that's on panel, I was able to connect with them through EduMatch, and they have all brought so much to EduMatch, individually and collectively. So just really quickly to tell you what EduMatch is, it's a global network of educators who get together to learn together across similar interests, across the different forms of social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Voxer, Instagram, Slack, Pinterest, the list just goes on and on. So there's a video here, not going to play the video, but you can find it on our website at EduMatch. So if you're interested in joining us, you can just hit this third tab of the sign in form. And really, EduMatch is about to be 2 years old. Can't even believe that, but it's about to be 2 years old. And in that time, I mean, just there's been so many great collaborations that have come as a result. So everybody who's joined has brought their own unique flavor, their own unique contribution to the group, and it has just been a pleasure to watch it grow. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and start with the very first question. So what are you the most passionate about in education? So going back to the panel, let me see. So who in here would like to join to answer that question first? All right, Barbara, I see you.
Okay, I would think what I'm most passionate about is my collaboration. I would say, and I'm passionate about having to connect with persons, not just locally, but across the globe. And EduMatch, EdCamp Global, and many of the networks that I've been a part of have actually aided in that passion. So I would really say that my passion would definitely be the collaboration.
All right, collaboration is good stuff. All right, Rachelle.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's been the whole time, the last couple of years, I've really gotten more involved in becoming more of a connected educator and looking for more opportunities. It's been motivated by my students, and that's what drives me, is finding ways that I can make things better for them. They inspire me so much. I mean, if they ask me a question and I don't know the answer, that just drives me to seek out more opportunities for them, and that's really what motivates me, I guess you could say, the most about it and inspires me, and is like, I want to continue to learn. I'm very passionate about learning and creating opportunities and just finding new ways so that there's something for everybody that can enable each person to kind of amplify their learning and find something that they're passionate about. It may not be at that same moment that we're passionate about it or the same thing, but hopefully through something that I provide to them through my passion, it can help them find their passion.
Absolutely, absolutely. So bringing that passion in there. So Tammy, how about you?
Well, I'm going to reiterate what Barb said, the collaboration. I really love watching students and teachers, adults, anybody, realize the power behind collaboration. And when they realize that they can help each other grow and that everybody in the group can be excellent. It doesn't mean that competition is great, but when we lift each other up, we go even further. And so that really is the passion behind.
Absolutely. So it's with that better together mentality. Love it. Love it. All right. So Howard, I see you unmuted. So let's
Yeah,
go to you.
I'm passionate about teaching and learning both. I think they go hand in hand, but especially, and I'm young enough old enough to understand that, you know, when technology came out first, where it allowed us to form connections with other teachers, it just basically enhance that passion that I have for teaching and learning. I especially enjoy working with the kids in the classroom, but I also enjoy connecting with other educators and teaching them how to utilize these tools to effectively meet our kids in the classroom where they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's go to Katie.
So I'm going to put it all together. I totally love collaborating with my fellow teachers, and no matter where they are, at my site, somewhere else, and then driving each other to learn more. And then the bigger thing there is for them to realize afterwards how great it was. Like, we both learned so much from each other, and that just makes us better teachers in the classrooms, pushing our students to learn more and more and get excited about learning. It's like this cycle that just keeps on going. We get excited, we do more and challenge ourselves to learn some more and push our kids, and just staying excited about it all.
Absolutely. All about learning and growing. Absolutely. That lifelong learning. So I see some great comments coming through on Twitter. So MET Bots was saying passionate about being in the classroom with kids, and C Hilarious is saying educators are passionate about kids, teaching skills, not standards, and making a difference in the world. Great responses. For me, I would say that I am very, very passionate about all things education, but I would say that I have found my niche in creating spaces, helping to create spaces for dialogue. So that's where I am right now, among several other things that I'm definitely interested in. But I definitely take great pleasure in having conversations like this, so we can all, you know, kind of better ourselves and better each other, as y'all were talking about as well, how we all grow and learn together. Great. So the next question I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen. So let's do a little quick screen share. All right, so the next question would be 3 people, or actually we're not going to limit to 3. We're going to say as many people as you want. It's time for shout outs. So who pushes your thinking as an educator? So go ahead and just chime in with some folks who really kind of push you to think deeper. So I see that Rachelle is unmuted. So Rachelle, you want to answer this one first?
Well, I'm glad that you opened it up beyond the 3, because I'm terrible with decisions, and I was thinking about these questions, and I can't name just 3, but I can think of what got me on the path in the organization, and it really came down to the social networking and the connections. And I was going to give my shout out to you, Sarah, honestly. That was going to be my first one, because the things that you do truly are amazing, and you've brought so many people together. I am going to give a shout out to Rodney Turner, because he brought a lot of people together for ISTE. But when it comes down to it, I thought about some organizations that really lend themselves to educators today. I mean, in the state of Pennsylvania, I wouldn't be where I was today without having been nominated for a Keystone Technology Innovator, and it sent me to a summit that got me into Twitter, and then it got me into some Twitter chats and met some new people, and then it branched out into ISTE, and through ISTE and different conferences, I've met people in EdCamp USA and the EdCamps, people like you and the Voxer group, and Teachers Guild and EduMatch. I mean, I'm throwing a lot of names out there. I can't be limited. But it really does, it's amazing how just like the power of one person, or just meeting one person, connects you with so many other, and then you come back around and somehow you know the same people. And I'm amazed by it. And so I can't obviously name 3 or 5 or 10, but it's just smaller groups, but we're all parts. Some of us are intertwined in so many different groups, and I think that just really, it helps us to stay connected, and you can just share ideas, ask questions anytime, and get answers anytime. And I just think it's awesome. But I do give props to you first.
Thank you so much, Rachelle. That is very nice of you. All right, we're going to go next to Tammy.
So yes, Rachelle, I agree. Sarah Thomas is at the top of the list, very top of the list. And yes, I'm so glad you opened it up to more than just 3. I want to shout out to is Ashley Hurley. She is principal of Union Day School in Waxhaw, North Carolina. She and Sarah both work together to really help boost my confidence and give me help push me when I said I was interested in an opportunity to be to earn a scholarship to the first Miami Device. They really pushed me and encouraged me to do that. And from that opened so many other opportunities. But Ashley is also incorporating this global collaboration in her new school, and she's created a global mentoring program, and she's connected her educators there with teachers, veteran teachers around the planet to support their growth. And because she understands the value of not only that local voice, but that global voice. So I really wanted to shout that out for her. I want to give a shout out to my students. We have been creating a brand new program in my school, stepping into the unknown for our area with the computer science and doing the AP computer science principles this year. And so they come in with questions, and their questions push me to find the answers. So that really, really helps drive my own learning. And like Rachelle was saying, the global connected PLN, there are so many educators out there, and being a moderator of a couple of Twitter chats, FLED Chat for Florida educators and Rural Ed Chat, it's really given me access to some really amazing people who are doing awesome things, and they make me want to do awesome things as well. So I want to give a shout out to all my peeps. It's so hard to limit to just 1, 2, or 3.
That's right. There are so many people who are just amazing. So absolutely hard to limit the number. All right. So I'm seeing some unmutes. So I'm going to go to Barbara, then Howard, then to Katie. All right. So Barbara.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Definite shout out. You're going to be at the top of the list, Sarah, by all means. So get ready for everyone down the panel to go Sarah down the list. Sarah for sure, because I'm with the connection with EduMatch and the connection via Twitter. You would definitely be the top person I want to give a shout out to. The second person would be Tony Vincent for affording me many a times the opportunity to engage vicariously in his experiences when he goes to conferences. So he connects with not just educators, but with other persons, students the world over. My third shout out is definitely going to go out to Peggy George, who I've had the distinct pleasure of being in many online conferences and Peggy is a leader, I should say, in her own way, and a leader also for collaboration and connectivity online with educators. My next shout out is going to go out to Refrance Davis. I absolutely love her strong, not just as a leader, but her strong, she's very opinionated, and I really appreciate that, both as an educator in her own rights as well, and her continued collaboration and connecting educators of color. And my shout out, and my next shout out is going to be to a lady who pretty much set my path in the United States, and the journey from then on was just amazing. And she's not on this platform, but I'm going to send this out to her, and that's Mary Arnold. She's an educator in Florida like myself, and she's just amazing. And to all the other educators out there, I mean, thank God it's more than 3, but to all the other amazing educators out there who I continue to collaborate with and connect with, both in the United States and abroad, it's just amazing. Yep.
Absolutely. So many great educators out there. All right, Howard, who are yours?
Well, of course, you're at the top of the list, the tippy top of the list, Sarah and Selena Ward and Barbara Lido. These are innovators in PG County. We're the 25th largest. We're at the top largest urban inner city school district. And to be so innovative with the technology and teaching us how to connect our students in the classroom using technology, if it weren't for your leadership, your forethought, and and help and willingness to help other teachers to connect, I don't think I would be where I am today. Today, I'm teaching mathematics, I've taught reading language arts, and I'm doing it paperless. And it's awesome. The kids are learning to use their own tools and their own digital technology and media in order to increase and enhance their own learning. And that's awesome to see happen right in front of my own eyes. And you're responsible for that, you and Selena and Barbarito. And you know what, I have to mention my entire county, PG County. You know, I hear other school districts talk about how, you know, they don't have access to this, they're very limited in this, and they can't use this. You know, PG County trusted the teachers, the innovators, to actually say, well, this is a tool. Let's give the teachers the power to use that tool. So I have to really shout out my own county, give my own county a shout out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely have to echo that. All right, Katie, we're coming to you.
Hey, so I have to give a shout out to my very first principal, Philomena Hall, because she always had faith in me and pushed me and let me know I could do anything I wanted and just constantly encouraged. And then I meet these fabulous people like Sarah, telling me I can do it all too. And hey, this is how you go about it. Right now, my other global PLN people I'm connecting with to push myself further. Tisha, who helps lead the EXLAP Twitter chat. Catherine just started the CV Tech Talk. And Kate, who is in charge of Connected TL, and that just opens the door. Once you get yourself involved in some connections with other leaders having the same passions as yours, you get a greater support team.
Absolutely. It's all about finding those like-minded individuals and people who will also challenge you in your thinking and push you. So absolutely, totally agree. And Rachelle, I think that you wanted to say something else?
Well, no, just listening to everybody. One other person that I would say that I would definitely give a shout out to would be one of my law professors I had, and that's been many years since I've graduated from law school. But his name's Bruce Hankoviak, and he's from Pittsburgh, and he didn't stop just being a teacher. He became a friend and a source of support, throughout the whole career. And I think that's so important. And he's been a great role model for working hard and the value of working hard and continuing your education. And also, with as busy as he is, he always makes time for you. And I think that just is such a good thing to look up to as a teacher, is like you don't stop caring when they leave your classroom and whenever they leave the school. Like, we're there for them as a source of support for whatever period of time it might be in their life. And becoming connected and having those connections, it's what we're talking about today, but it's also on a daily basis, just building from the ground up and moving outward. That's all. I just wanted to add that in.
Absolutely. Definitely a fantastic point to add. So for me, I have to thank every single person that's on this panel. Like, y'all have given so much, and I've learned so much from every single person here. So thank you for that. Thank you also to the Ed Gathering for having us today. I would say, in terms of my professional growth, I definitely have to give a huge shout out to my last three principals. Have been amazing in recognizing leadership and cultivating that and finding the positives that all of the staff members have to offer. So huge shout out to Ms. Cynthia Buck, huge shout out to Dr. Lizzie Anasama, huge shout out to Dr. Jean-Paul Cadet. And also wanted to give a shout out to my fantastic team that I was blessed and fortunate to join, the technology training team in our district. So kind of piggybacking off of what Howard said, when I was in the classroom, they just did so much and just fostered the sense of leadership and, nurtured the strengths that I did have. And from that, then I just don't know where I would be without that. But definitely have to give a huge shout out to my PLN, to my county, and I'm going to take Tammy's to my students as well, just for everything that they constantly teach us. So fantastic. So are you all ready for question 3? Yes. All right, here goes. So question 3, we're going to go with, how do you currently make global connections with other educators? So what do you do to make global connections with other educators? So Barbara, I see you're unmuted. You want to take that one first?
Sure thing. For me, my connections have been primarily off and on-site, but predominantly off-site with EdCamp Global, EduMatch, oh my gosh, Global Ed Conference, EdWeb, Discovery Education, and ISTE. A lot of these are my go-to collaborative sources, and I've been able to expand on my network and having to meet new educators and share ideas and acquire new ones through a lot of these conferences, both on and off site.
Absolutely. Yeah, these are very, they're fantastic opportunities to grow and to collaborate and chat with people. So Katie, I see you're unmuted. Would you like to go next?
Yeah, I have a confession here. My first ed camp was, in fact, ed camp global. So huge learning curve. I learned so much from everyone, and those are the great opportunities that really let you to connect globally. I found amazing people. I found almost everyone on this panel there and decided, yes, I should stalk all of you and have and continue to learn. That's super awesome. The online options are just great. If you follow EduMatch, you can see upcoming global conferences where you just hang out at home and still get to meet fabulous people. Bensi is putting out Bensi Buddies right now so that your students could also help get global connections in a safe environment.
All right, great. And that is fantastic. Definitely something to put on the radar to look out for. All right, so Rachelle, what do you say?
I'll go right back after what Katie said. I think my first experience too with an ed camp was EdCamp Global, and I was amazed at just what was going on worldwide at any time, and you can connect with all these educators. And taking a step beyond that, just starting to branch out and find out what was really out there, because I had no idea about the connections that you could make, and being involved in things like ISTE or traveling to different conferences, and the things that are available online. And now with Voxer, just there's so many ways that you can communicate. Skype, I mean, the list goes on and on, but there's so many opportunities that you can become involved in, and just knowing one person that might say, hey, I've tried this, and then you try it out and you're like, wow, that's really a fantastic thing, and you just spread the word because of your experience. I think that's just the most beneficial way to go. Worst thing that can happen is you find it's not the best for you, or you don't have the total amount of time for it, but it's worth the investment and taking a shot at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Howard, what do you say?
I agree with all that's been said thus far, but I'd like to add Edmodo. Edmodo was the very first to help me make my global connections. When I began using Edmodo, I met educators from all over the world who were also using that same platform and engaging their kids in collaboration. But it also offered an opportunity for teachers to collaborate. And that's one of the most powerful tools that at the beginning, when I started using social media, that was one of the most powerful tools that I was able to use to help better my teaching. The other thing was when I decided to further my education in educational technology at Walden University. Because it's completely online, it forced me to, to collaborate and find creative ways, or create ways in order to make those kinds of connections. Whereas if I were in a brick and mortar, everybody's there, and we're kind of pretty much spoiled when we're in a brick and mortar setting. Whereas being an online setting, completely online, you become creative in terms of forming those types of connections.
Hey, Walden.
Definitely, definitely. And what about you, Tammy?
Well, I do a lot of Twitter chats. I mean, that's the thing that I do the most of. But moving it, like Rachelle said, moving those connections into a Voxer environment and being able to have smaller conversations. The EduMatch group, we have had several spin-off groups that come from the EduMatch Voxer group that just keep pushing our thinking. But, also the local ed camps. I do a lot of Florida traveling to ed camps around our state. And you'd be surprised the number of people who teach in the state that are like Barbara and have a more global perspective and you get to meet them face to face at some of the local ed camps. So I'm going to encourage people not to just stay in their local community, but reach out. You know, it might take you a couple of hours to drive there, but you might find somebody in one of those other ed camps that really does inspire you, and you know that you can come back and do things with your own classroom. Conferences, you know, we've all been doing this educational thing for a while, and I can remember going to conferences and learning and listening to people speak and coming home and going, you know, I really wish I could connect with those people again. And when I learned that you can do that through Twitter, through social media, through Skype, it really did change the way that I experience conferences. No longer am I the one going, okay, I got to get down every word because I may not get this again. Now I'm looking, how do I connect with these people beyond this so that I can get deeper with what they're saying? So, you know, it all works together if you let it.
That is the truth. That is the truth. That's that blend of that of the brick and mortar, as y'all were saying, with the online virtual. Fantastic. All right. So moving on to the next question. So the next question, we're going to think for a second, what has been our own, our biggest edu-wins regarding our own connections. So think about someone that you connected with, or maybe a project that you've done as a result of being connected. So what would be your biggest edu-win? So let's see, who would like to take that one first?
All right, Barbara. I can jump. Oh, sorry, Barbara.
Oh, okay. Either one of you.
That's okay, Tammy. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say my biggest edu-win would be what I would consider my first edu-win, and that was when I connected with a math class just over near Philly. His name was Justin Ion. My students, it was their very first time connecting with a class, with a group of city kids, quote unquote. And it was really cool to watch them realize that they were all learning the same thing, and all of the standards were pretty much the same, even though we had different titles for them. Math class is math class, and we learn pretty much the same way. Connection has lasted. He and I have become friends, and we have been connected now for close to 5 years, and we still share teaching practices, and that really to me has been one of my biggest edu-wins. Was the very first one.
Fantastic. Yes. Huge shout out to Justin. He is amazing. All right, so let's go next to Barbara.
Yeah, I would have to say for me, my biggest edu-win was with through another global connection online, a conference, and it was with a school in India. And I had the opportunity during a global ed conference share that to learn what actually the team brought on board their LumenEd. It's I'm not sure if you've heard about it. It's using a projector that a group of young boys, they actually designed and using it to share with the rest of the world. And that would have definitely have to have been my first, because from then on, you know, I thought, oh my gosh, these guys, these are teenagers coming up with this innovative piece of equipment which they're willing to share with the rest of the world. And it was just fantastic. And I'm hoping to continue the connection with them, because that was last year, 2015. And I'm looking forward to continuing the connection, the collaboration with them, and seeing how far they've gone as far as putting out their project, which they came up with, and you know how many other persons throughout the world they've been able to connect with and use their innovation in the classroom. So that was phenomenal.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing what students would do. You know, if given the space. So Katie, I see you're unmuted. Go ahead, Katie.
Yeah, so my biggest edu-win is really just deciding what I want and figuring out how to go out and get it and make it happen. So gamification is really like this foreign thing in my school district and even my whole county. And I decided, well, I'm going to figure this out. got connected in a Twitter chat about gamification, started following the fabulous Tisha Richmond, and then, like Tammy mentioned earlier, taking those connections further onto Voxer. She started a Voxer group with a small group, and I'm like the only Cali girl in there, so yay for that. But now she's also like one-on-one mentoring me and helping me make it happen and be real in my classroom. So just, even though like global things like, oh my goodness, it's so big, these people care, and they do care about you. And if you put in just a little bit of effort, say, hey, I'm interested in blank, someone's going to jump at it and want to take you under their wings and help you be the best with it.
That is correct. Like just the educational community on social media is just so open and so giving and so willing to share. So that is a fantastic point. All right, so I see Howard, you're unmuted, and then after that, we're going to go to Rachelle.
Yeah, Sarah, I think I have two to share. The first is your influence and you helping me get connected with EduMatch and also use Voxer. So my EduWin is through the use of Voxer and meeting all other educators around the world through that platform, and also Twitter. At one point, I was so intimidated with Twitter until you actually helped me navigate through Twitter and actually use it as a platform for professional development opportunities in our county. And the very last one, another part of my passion is international travel. So I enjoy taking students through EF tours across the globe, but the emphasis is on using technology and the tools as we travel. So I think another EduWin is when I'm allowed to take kids to China, to Italy, and they actually have Skype sessions while they're abroad with their family at home. To me, that's also an EduWin.
That is a huge EduWin, absolutely. All right, Rachelle, what about you?
Well, I'm going to follow up with what Katie said again, because she mentioned Tisha. And for me, the biggest EduWin this summer was having the opportunity to finally meet face-to-face so many people that I've become friends with and met through social media, Twitter, which is something that I had my own idea of what it was used for and had no understanding of what the value it had for education, for connecting. And so this summer, going to Summer Spark, driving across the country with my father to go to the conference and meeting some people there, some of the authors of some of the books, like Teach Like a Pirate, and Tisha was there, so I met her and some other people, and making those connections, and then going to ISTE and meeting some more people that I had met through Twitter or through, a group created on Voxer by Rodney, who I'll give another shout out to, who just really made it, the world is so big, but yet it's so small, and running into some of the same people or knowing some people that are in the same circles as you, it's just amazing. So my biggest EduWin was finally having that time to sit down in the same space and say, talk to these people who are your friends, but to actually be there and say like, oh, like this is you. It was just a fantastic summer of learning, even at Camp USA, all of them.
Absolutely. That's great when we're able to make those online connections offline. So yes, those are amazing. So I would say for me, my biggest EduWin is still taking place. So it's a moonshot that many of us on this panel are involved in, but EduMatch is putting out a collaborative ebook. So that is going to be awesome. So cannot wait for that. Yay! So hopefully at the end of 2016, look forward to drop on our website, edumatch.org. So we have some fantastic authors and some fantastic peer reviewers who have worked very hard on this. So this is just, looking forward to this becoming a reality. All right, so it looks like we have time for about one more question. We have about 6 minutes remaining. So we are going to go with our next question in line, which is about helping our colleagues connect. So how can you encourage other educators to get globally connected? And let's actually combine it. So how can you encourage others to get globally connected, and what resources could you direct them towards? So hopefully that's not too much of a mouthful, but Who would like to take that one? Katie?
Yeah, one of my biggest things I'm doing to help people get connected is just because I like something does not mean that's their thing. So having a list of friendly Twitter chats that they can connect with that completely relates to what they're doing, the grade level or the subject matter, even though I'm not involved with it, if I know the person who's doing it and like trust them and connect them with the time that works for them, with the small niche that they're after, that gets them more interested to do it and make that connection, to just say, hey, you should be on Twitter if you want to be better. No one's going to jump on Twitter for that little bit of information. Guiding them into a spot that they can feel comfortable and that they can get help, that's going to be the win for them.
Absolutely. So definitely guiding them towards chats that might meet their needs. And shout out to Jerry Blumengarten, Cyber Man, who has a list on his site of all the Twitter chats. All right, so I see that Barbara, you have unmuted yourself. So what do you say?
I would definitely chime in with what Katie said. I would, prior to suggesting, places that educators and other persons, to go on to and connect in, I would first of all, see what they're more comfortable with. And one of the ones that I would, the first ones I'll probably have them gravitate towards would probably be Voxer, because more persons would probably be less intimidated with the Voxer groups. And then my second would definitely be Twitter. Moving forward from getting involved with groups that are, that have a constant or a repetitive sessions on a weekly basis. So that every week when you join in there, you're going to be getting something more, something else added to your resources. And the next for me would probably be, I said Twitter, I said Voxer, Hangouts. And that could be through either Google Hangouts or Skype. So, persons may, once they've gone through their comfort zone and felt comfortable enough in not just, attaining and acquiring resources from their PLN, but getting to actually see who they're talking to and connecting with face to face, so to speak. But yeah, that's definitely what I would suggest and recommend.
That is awesome. Thank you, Barbara. And you mentioned Voxer, so I definitely want to give Tammy a shout out because she runs the New Teachers to Voxer group on there. So anyone who is new to Voxer may want to give her a shout out, and her group can really help show you the ropes. So awesome. I see Howard, you are unmuted. So what do you think? What do you think, Howard?
Yeah, being a classroom teacher and working with classroom teachers on a regular daily basis, what helps or I find impactful is starting a small group that's that you can meet once a month to talk about how technology can be used to enhance instruction. One group we started is Tech Tuesdays. And it is so empowering to see other teachers, and it's awesome to see other teachers take what we've learned from Tech Tuesday and actually implement it in the classroom. So starting from that and making it more personal, I think helps teachers not feel so overwhelmed with the Twitter, with the Voxers and all of that. But just starting from that and to develop those skills from that basis, and then introduce, as the others have said, the Voxer and the Twitter, and actually have a session on how to navigate through Twitter and to be successful. Because it is overwhelming at first, but if we take the time to provide that kind of experience, learning experience, I think we could see some great results.
Absolutely. Definitely agreed. Definitely agreed. So, Rachelle, what do you think?
Well, everything that everybody else said, I would, second, third, all of that. The only thing I could add is I know sometimes for people, the time factor is a consideration. And so what you look into, expanding or finding out more information about, it might come down to what your time constraints are. And so maybe you just want to focus on one Twitter chat because your friend mentioned it to you. Or Voxer is great because in your commute you can listen in the car, but it might be a community you're already connected with and you just didn't realize. Like I think Howard said, Edmodo has different groups for support. You have the Google communities, Facebook. There's so many options out there. So it might be something you're already using. You just have to look and see if there's another community, and that's just one small step, but it can open up so many other doors and opportunities to connect with other people as well. So
absolutely. And social media is just full of those possibilities. So definitely meeting people where they are. Great. And Tammy, what about you?
Well, I was just going to add what Rachelle just added. You kind of took my thunder, Rachelle. That's okay. That's fine. We have to remember that as great as Twitter is for us, it may not be the thing for everyone. And so there are all kinds through Edmodo, through Facebook. I know the EduMatch is, you know what? Media category, EduMatch is there. And so I want to share, thank you so much for the shout out to New Teachers to Boxer. I did tweet out the link to our website, so if people want more information, they can find it. But yeah, getting people started where they are. It might be creating that network within your school or within your district, but it may also be just you know, finding that one group on Facebook that keeps you going. So, you know, EdCamps. EdCamp Foundation is edcamp.org on the web. They keep the list of EdCamps up to date. Just encourage people to reach out. You know, you mentioned Cyberyman's list of Twitter chats. Okay, his website in and of itself is a huge resource. You know, he has vetted things for 40 plus years as an educator, and so he has all kinds of experts listed for all kinds of subjects. So if you don't know where to start, cyberyman.com is a great place to get started.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Definitely wanted to thank all of our fantastic panelists today for all of their great insight. Thank you so much to Chris and to everyone at the Educator Collaborative for having us here. And thank you to everyone who was tweeting with us. I'll just share one more thing just to kind of sum it up. So this is kind of one of the taglines of EduMatch, but Jake Duncan made a nice graphic out of it. With about 7 billion people in the world, if you look at a map, we're all just dots, but what a beautiful picture we make when we start to connect. So thank you so much for having us. And I'm going to turn it back over to Chris.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Barb, Howard, Katie, Rachelle, Sarah, Tammy. Thank you all. I now am your fan. I followed you all on Twitter if I haven't followed you already. I just love the love, number one, and comments about how connecting with people gave you confidence, or that you felt empowered by people that you met, and just the incredible number of tools. If you don't know EduMatch, I think now you probably are making sure that you do. But really, this group here, and as everyone said, largely with Sarah's leadership, is really on the cutting edge of finding ways for educators to connect and learn and grow together, and they take advantage of all of them. Some of which, like when I heard you on Slack, it like freaked me out because I so badly want to understand Slack. So I'll be talking to you more about that. But thank you so much for giving your time today and for joining our community. Just before we head out here, I just want to remind you of our upcoming sessions. I can't believe that we're already up to session 4. Let's see if my presenting to everyone works here. So coming up, so workshop 15, don't watch workshop 15 because it's pre-recorded. In that pre-recording, I recorded on purpose so you'd go to the other sessions. But in that pre-recording, I have a video where I'm sharing hands-on about the Educator Collaborative's new Strong Classroom Self-Assessment and how you can use that to not have someone evaluate you, but instead for you to look at areas of your classroom and your practice that sometimes are overlooked, including some indicators for, are you globally connected, just like our EduMatch group was talking about. So please, I'd love for you to watch that, but save that till later. In that, I also talk about some of our ways of connecting and learning with us this year. So then the sessions you should attend live, workshop 16, Rosalinder and Kelly are talking about argumentation and supporting secondary students with that in not awful ways, but interesting ways. Tammy and Claire are joining us for workshop 17 on engaging students in the assessment process, particularly for grades K to 5. I'm really looking forward to all of these. Workshop 14, I'm so excited about. Julianne and Dominique are talking about culturally relevant read aloud text grades 6 to 8, and they have a huge list of them. Okay, I'm excited about all of these. 19 is Christina Torres is joining us with her students, and they're all in Hawaii. Christina teaches in Hawaii and her students are there as well. So it's actually early in the morning for them while it's getting close to the afternoon for me here on the East Coast. And they'll be joining live in workshop 19. And As always across the day, today is a totally free day of learning, and so we ask that you pay that learning forward. Our adopted charity for today is Casa for Children, court-appointed special advocates that do amazing, incredible work. If you'd like to hear more about that, tune into the keynote session on the website. Catherine Bomer chose this for us, and she talked passionately about the organization. But long and short of it is they directly support students who and children who are moving through foster care or have other traumatic experiences in their lives that are somehow engaged in a government or legal system, and they find volunteers and trained volunteers to work with children ongoing across time and to support them. So please do consider paying forward whatever you normally would have paid for registration or anything else like that. So one last time, thank you so much to the EduMatch community. Hi all. I have to say on the back end, it was cool to watch how you signaled each other when you're about to go. I'm going to borrow that, and I've learned that from you. So thank you all, and thanks to all of you for joining us. And go grab something quick to eat because our next sessions are coming up at the start of the hour. Thank you all.